Shalom. And I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach, Wadash. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders, the great millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing forth this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwith as well that's listening with sincerity. Alright, today, just coming back at you guys through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm just going to get into a lesson, alright, on how that when the kingdom is established, okay, we're going to have a righteous dictatorship, okay, in lack of better words. Alright, we're going to rule, with authority and having all these other nations under us, but in righteousness, okay, because on this side, you have, different examples of, different leaders of particular countries, that had a dictatorship, but in wickedness. An example that comes to mind is Adolf Hitler. When he was on the scene, right? He was a dictator, okay, but in wickedness though. All right, you had people worshiping, him. All right, they had their images. So like they had his images in their house. They had to worship the image, so on and so forth, right? But us, all right, when the kingdom is established, we're gonna do that in righteousness, because we know to all things, there's a left hand side and there's a right hand side, right? Okay. So, matter of fact, before we start, let's get that word dictatorship in the etymology. All right, because I said we're gonna rule, or we're gonna have a righteous dictatorship or a righteous rulership, right? So let's get that real quick. Dictator. There we are. So this is the word dictatorship from the etymology online. It says office or term of a Roman dictator. It says from dictator plus ship, the sense of absolute authority, evolved by late 17th century. All right, but it says absolute authority, and that is what we're going to have in the kingdom of heaven, man. Starting with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is going to have absolute authority on the planet Earth. And then what? That's going to trickle down, all right, to 144, the governing body, right? Which we hope, we're part of, man. Okay? Because that's going to be the governing body in the kingdom of heaven. Yahweh Shai the head, then the 144 as the governing body, right? So let's get this in the book of 1 Corinthians, right, to tie that in, that absolute authority. Because, in 1 Corinthians, it speaks about, matter of fact, let's get it. All right. So this is 1 Corinthians 15. And let's start at verse 23. The point is at 24. Okay, it says, but every man in his own order. Hamashiach, the first fruits, afterward they that are Hamashiachs that is coming. You see how I stated earlier that what? Yahweh Shai is the head, right? Because he must get his glory first. Then what? It goes down afterward, to those that are Yahweh Shai's. You see? That's basically what this precept is saying here, man. Okay, but every man in his own order, Hamashiach, the first fruits, afterward they that are Hamashiachs at his coming. Okay? Verse 24, it says, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom of Yahweh, Salakia, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. Okay? When Yahweh Shai comes back, all right, he has to put down all rule and authority and power, man. You see? It says, for he must reign till he hath put all his enemies under his feet. Okay, that's why in Revelation it speaks about, who he went forth conquering and to conquer, right? That's what Yahweh Shai is coming to do, man. He's coming to conquer, the planet Earth. And that's how he's going to establish, right, his righteous rule, okay, or his righteous dictatorship. Okay? Because once the kingdom of heaven is established, man, no other heathen is going to come in power, man. That's why, once again, it's a dictatorship, man. Like I said, absolute authority. Because Yahweh Shai is going to have that authority. He's going to have to put all his enemies under his feet before he reigns, man. Matter of fact, I know I quoted this. He went forth conquering and to conquer. Let's get that. I think it's in Is it in Revelation 6? So like, let me see real quick. If not, then we're gonna type it in. Okay, bear with me for a minute. Let's see. Yes, this is Revelation 6 and verse 2, and it reads, "And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow." This is referring to Yahushai, all right, and had a crown, So like, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer, referring to Yahushai, because that's what he's coming to do, all right, to conquer, all right, the planet Earth, man. Okay, because once again, the planet Earth was given to Yahushai as a possession. You can read that in Psalms 2. You see? So now, let's get this, because I stated earlier how that's, once the kingdom of heaven is established, okay, no heathen, all right, is going to come to in power after us, man. They're going to, rebellion, they're going to rebel against Yahushai, and then, they're going to take us down and, rule. No, man, that's not going to happen. Okay? Matter of fact, we are the last heathen rulership. Okay? This is the last rulership for the heathens, man. Okay? Which currently we're in what? The rulership of Esau, Edom. All right? The so-called white man. Okay? That's the last rulership. And after, because, hey, what does it say in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9? Right? Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? And we're at the end of Esau's world, man. And who's coming next is Jacob. Okay? It's Yahushai's kingdom. All right? So let's read this. Daniel 2 and verse 44. It says, And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever. You see? Our kingdom is going to stand forever, man. The kingdom of Yahushua is going to stand forever. Okay? It's not going to be left to other people, no other heathen. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. You see? Once the kingdom of heaven is established, that's it. There's no more other kingdoms that's to come, man. That's the last. That's the. How do I say this? Yeah, you could say it's the last one, really. Because after that, hey, there's no other kingdom that's gonna come forth. Relating to these other nations outside of the nation of Israel. Okay. Matter of fact, in Daniel 7, it speaks about, the saints are gonna rule forever, something like that. Let's get that real quick. I think Daniel 7. Let's see. Yes, this is Daniel 7 and verse 27. It says, "And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him." You see? And who are the saints? Right? Psalms 148. Right? Like around the last two verses, it tells you who the saints are, man. Okay? The saints, even the children of Israel, as it says in the precept. All right? So we're gonna Salak, let me read that again. It says, "And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given unto the people of the saints of the Most High." So the kingdom is going to be given unto us, man. Right? It does say in Romans 8 how we're joint heirs with Yahushai. Right? So it is indeed going to be given unto us. But first and foremost, right, Yahushai. Once again, Yahushai has to get his glory. Yahushai is going to have to be the one, all right, to come and take his kingdom, and then, giving us a part in that rulership. Okay? But you see how it says how that all dominions shall serve and obey him. All dominions, everybody's going to serve Yahushai, man. Okay? All the other nations, man. Matter of fact, in Isaiah 60, it speaks about how that, they're going to come bowing down unto us, man. Okay? Let's get that real quick. In Isaiah 60, in verse, let's see here. I'm going to start at verse 10. All right, it says, "And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee." Yes, okay, these kings, these current kings, all right, in this rulership, they're going to build up our walls, man. Okay? Because that's what they're made for. These other nations are made to serve Israel, man. Okay? Because in the book of Second Esdras, Esdras was saying how that, the earth is made for our sakes. All right? When the Heavenly Father was making the earth, all right, he was thinking about us, man. Okay? That's why it says, the planet Earth is made for our sakes. You see? It says, verse 11, "Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought." Okay, our gates going to be open continually, man. We're going to continually be receiving, all right, gifts from the other nations, man. Tribute. Okay, because once again, we're going to have a righteous dictatorship, man. Complete authority, man. Absolute authority, man. The power is going to be undeniable. All right? They're going to know that, hey, we're the true welfare of the world. It speaks about that in Wisdom of Solomon, how that the wise is the welfare of the world. You see? Verse 12, it says, "For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted." Yeah, man. Okay? If particular heathen nation decides not to come and worship, the Heavenly Father and the Son, all right? Or might I say the Heavenly Father through the Son, okay? They're going to be utterly wasted, man. Oh, well, that's in Zechariah. It speaks about, the nation that shall not come and serve thee. They're not going to get any rain, okay? There's going to be examples in the kingdom, man. Okay? The Lord's going to have, make certain examples of what happens if you don't come and serve him. That's why, in Zechariah, that's written, right? If they don't come and serve thee, we're going to make rain stop. They're not going to get any rain for their crops. Then they're going to realize, we have to worship. We have to bow down. We have to bow the knee. All right? Like, in Game of Thrones, bow the knee. But anywho, verse 13, it says, "The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree, and the to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious." Yeah, right? The Lord is going to make the place of his feet glorious. Which the scriptures tell you how that the earth is the Lord's footstool. So the Lord is going to beautify the earth. Not only the earth, but mainly Israel. Because that's the piece, that's the land piece or the pit that the Lord has chosen. As it says in Second Esdras, out of the whole planet earth, the Lord has chosen one pit, referring, to a particular landmass, which is the land of Israel or the Fertile Crescent. Which right now it's not fertile because, strangers are in our land, right? But verse 14, this is the point here. It says, "The sons also of them that afflict thee shall come bending to thee, and all that despise thee shall bow themselves down to the sole of thy feet, that they shall call thee the city of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel." So they're going to come bowing down, man. Okay? They're going to acknowledge the power, man. All right. So right now, we're at the low, right? They're looking down upon us, right? Lamentations 2, right? 15 on down, right? This is the perfection of beauty. Right now, that's the attitude that they're in. But in the kingdom, that attitude is going to be gone, man. They're going to come bowing down, man. All right. They're going to call us the city of the Lord, man. Matter of fact, they're going to come to even learn of our ways, right? It tells you that in Isaiah 2. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 2 and let's start at verse 1. And it says, "The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem." It says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain," when you see mountain in the scriptures, mass majority of the time is referring to government. All right. So right here is, saying the government of the Lord. or mountain. Okay, let's read that again. Verse 2, it says, and it shall come to pass that in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. So the Lord's government, all right, is going to be established on top of all the governments on the earth, man. Okay, and we read, precepts beforehand proving that, right? It says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Okay, because once again, we're going to be that ruling class of the earth. Okay, it says, verse 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Yeah, okay, because we're gonna be priests unto these other nations, right? It tells you that. Matter of fact, let's get that in Isaiah 61. Right, it tells you we're gonna be a nation of priests. Right, because we're gonna be teaching these laws unto these other nations. We're gonna be teaching Moab. All right, not to eat, the meow in the roof, right? You brothers and sisters know what I'm talking about. Teaching Elam, all right, not to worship rats. Teaching Hamites not to be bathing themselves in cow piss. All right, because they worship them cows, man. Even Elam too, they worship cows, right? Yeah, you see certain videos on YouTube, the heavy traffic, but as soon as a cow passes in the traffic, everything stops just to let the cow pass, man. So we're going to be teaching these heathens, the proper way. You'd be not to be worshiping these animals which are under them, okay? Because we know man is on top of these these animals, right? That's the natural order of things. But you got, these heathen nations, fucking worshiping animals and shit. But hey, once the kingdom is established, man, we're going to establish order and teach them the proper ways. Right? But let's get the precept. Let me see here. Yeah, there it is. Isaiah 61 and verse 6. It says, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Who's that referring to? That's referring to the nation of Israel. Okay? We're going to be a nation. We're all going to be a nation of priests. Because once again, we're going to be teaching these other nations the proper ways, how to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why in Isaiah 2 it says what? They're going to come unto us and say, come and let us go and learn of the Lord's way. Right? Men shall call you the ministers of our power, Yahweh Shemi Shai. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. Because, yeah, they're going to continually be bringing, different goods unto us, man. So we're going to be glorying, in their riches. We're going to have the riches of the Gentiles. Furthermore, we're going to have the woman. Because what? The glory of a man is the woman, right? But back to Isaiah 2. Let's finish off Isaiah 2. Right? It says, back to Isaiah 2, in verse 3 again. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And once again, this precept proves that no other heathen is going to come into authority, because they're not going to have any weapons to come and fight, against us. As we're reading, it says what? Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Because what? We're going to have a kingdom of peace. All right? That's why it says in Proverbs 29 and 2, how that what? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Because there's not going to be any war anymore, man. Matter of fact, in the book of Ezekiel, it speaks about how that we're going to gather up all these different, weapons, that Esau has created to bring mass death and just burn them up, man. Right? The different tanks, the AKs, the different, instruments, that Esau be using, to bring forth mass death, man. So there's not going to be any war in the kingdom. These other nations not going to have any weapon, to come in, You know, what's that in the medieval times? You know, when they show you these different movies, how that, you know, civilians will be rising up against the ruler. They have, you know, printing hooks in their hands, you know, with the torchlight, you know, causing havoc. That's not gonna happen, man. Matter of fact, hey, if these heathens have any spark in their mind thinking about rebelling, we're gonna know. Why do the heathen rage? Why do they imagine a vain thing, right? We're gonna know, man. We're gonna know their thoughts, man. You know, and just, you know, open a port of view, come right then and there. What was that you were thinking about? You know, because hey, once again, we're gonna have complete power, man. You know, we're gonna have new bodies, man. Spiritual power, man. You know, doing things that, you know, you would never think of right now. Flying, right? Teleporting, super strength, you know, telekinesis, all those good things, man. You know, we're gonna have all those powers, man. Because once Yahweh comes back, right? Because it says in Isaiah 47 that he's not gonna meet thee as a man; he's gonna be in a spiritual form. Hey, it's, you know, Apostle Paul said, how we see Yahweh, right? We're gonna be made like likened unto him. You know, Lord willing, we be of the elect, right? But hey, you know, that's the point. You know, the point was made, right? Once the kingdom of heaven is established, we're gonna have what? A righteous dictatorship. You know, complete authority, absolute authority on the planet Earth, man. Once again, starting with Yahweh and then trickling down, all right, to the elect, or may I say the 144 governing body. Okay? Hey, so with that, man, I'm gonna close it off here by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachakudash. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, until next time, I'm gonna say Shalom.